Boom! And we're live. Did I scare anybody?
Ah,
Oh God.
Welcome to Driving with John. We're live. I don't. There's nobody in here yet, but there will be soon. Um, we have over here when you're watching afterwards. That's Cowboy. Lower corner is King's Transport, aka Alex. If you hear me say Alex. Down
What's
below me
going on?
is Frank from Grumpy Old Truckers. So let me see. Do I have anybody in here yet? Nobody's in here yet, so we can just kind of hang out and talk until people start showing up. But so what's up, guys? What are you up to, Frank?
Not too much.
well, just had to
I
have
already
my
told
internet
you what I did.
before I could even join y'all live because it
Yeah.
was really, really slow and kept cutting out. And I got lucky just before you sent me a text saying you was getting ready to do live. I was like, great, now I got it fixed. So now I've got my speed back. So I won't be sitting there buffering while y'all are talking. And all of a sudden, well, what happened to Frank? All we see is his little wheel going around and around.
So that's Frank down below from Grumpy Old Truckers. Make sure you check him out on Facebook. Um, over here, wrong side. Over there is Cowboy. He's a young retired trucker. And in the bottom
Hey,
corner we have King's Transport. He is has his own authority, and he's mopping a floor. So if it looks weird, that's why. All right,
my
guys. How's everybody doing?
my
That's what
40
it's
foot
come
gooseneck
to.
doesn't count as trucking.
Say it again.
My 40-foot gooseneck doesn't count as trucking.
For
I
purposes
mean,
of this
that's
live, I'll say sure. But you drove a big boy back in the day. So
Yeah, I
uh,
drove a 387, a 379, tandem axle plow trucks.
yeah. See, and
Yep.
once you're a driver in my book, you're always a driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Hold on a second. What are you doing with the
what?
gooseneck?
I haul cattle and horses. I'm a rancher now,
Oh, nice. Heck,
full
that's
time.
man. Let me tell you something. I saw this one guy pulled up at a pilot over there in Paducah in Kentucky.
Uh huh.
Oh, and I got a story about Paducah. Okay, let me enlighten some of y'all real quick. Freaking loves. No. Seriously, loves at Paducah. Um, they mess with me, man. There was no parking around there, and right across the street there's a Shell or something, and there's a Subway. So I went across the street. I parked at the Subway, and it's the reason why is because there's like a little strip of road. You can back it up in there, and you can just leave it, right?
Uh
I left my truck there, walked over to the Loves, took a shower, maybe 30, 45 minutes, came back. I'm turning on my truck, and I'm looking at my fuel gauge. And I'm like, I mean, I'm at a quarter tank. I know I stopped at a quarter tank. And why? Because I knew I had to get fuel pretty
huh.
soon, but I was trying to get to Tennessee because it was cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah.
I come back to the truck after the shower. I kid you not. I'm looking. It is between the
Sorry.
red and the green on the quarter side.
Holy smokes.
I'm like, okay, I'm on level ground. This should have never happened. And
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, if you're twisted sideways or if you're backwards
Yeah.
or forwards or
Right. Right.
something,
Right. Absolutely.
I go out there. This is what, and I'm telling everybody I can about this. I'm going out there. And when you twist your caps on the tanks, they got a little pop at the end of them and they just kind of like lock in and go back. They're only halfway done.
Uh huh.
I never halfway do my
Yeah. Right.
stuff. It's
Right.
all on or nothing at all, right? Because you're putting fuel in or it's locked. They got into my tanks.
Wow.
Last time
Yeah.
I stayed in,
They got into my tanks, man, those bastards. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, wow, that's crazy. Let me read some comments quick, and then Frank, you can say what you were about to say. Sorry about that. I'm gonna save Fate Trucking's comment for last. Sorry if my thumb gets in the way, guys. It's where the comments are. So,
Hold on. Fate was messing with you?
yeah, I'll read that last. Hang on. Seven Seas Transport says, look at all these truckers. Evil Queen says, bunch of emojis, and then horses. So she must like horses.
Hey, oi thief.
Franklin Earl Brazier.
yeah, that's my son.
Oh, he says, hey, John. Hey, Franklin. Um, Evil Queen Is it guys, here's one thing I have to let everybody know. I'm horrible with names. If I mess up your name, no offense. I'm just gonna call you Evil
I'm
Queen because that's
offended.
the part I can read. Says that's messed up. Probably talking about your story. And then F8 says, why do truckers drive in the
Yeah.
left lane? Oh, he wants to set me off. Okay, so let's go. Let's go back to the first one. So Fate Trucking says, what do you mean? Wait, what do you mean? I bet he doesn't even. Or wait, what? That's not what he said. Where's this? Oh, there it is. He says, do you call yourself a trucker? You should know how to pull a fifth wheel release. I'll explain that in a second. And then his other comment that I didn't see is, what do you mean? I
Yeah.
bet he didn't here since the start. Oh, I've been here since the start. Okay. All right. So I'm going to embarrass myself now, as I love to do online, as we all know. So when I first started driving, I had a fifth wheel release in my truck. Drove that way for a few years.
That's
Um,
nice.
never pulled a fifth wheel. Started working for a guy, bought a truck, started working for a guy, went to pull. He says, "All right, pull a pin on the fifth wheel." I look in the cab. There's nowhere to pull it. There's
Oh,
nowhere to, no button. And I'm like, I don't want to embarrass myself. So while he was on the other side of the truck walking around, I went underneath there, found the pin, and just started yanking like a son of a gun. Figured out how it worked, and finally got it pulled. But yeah, it was kind of embarrassing after being a driver for 2.5, almost 3 years, and not even know how to pull a pin. That was embarrassing. Training sucks these days. I'm telling you guys. I'm
Yeah.
self trained. So, um, and then F8 said, I'm sorry, Fate Trucking says, well, why do truckers why oh wait, why do truckers drive in the left lane? That's another conversation coming up soon. We're not gonna handle that one yet. Um, Evil Queen says, I'm a driver, but I drive a transit bus. Hey, all right, that's gotta be. I bet you got some crazy stories about transit bus. My goodness, I bet weird stuff happens on there.
nothing wrong with
Um,
that.
I'm doing good, Franklin. Seven C's, because because we all ain't driving 60 miles an hour. He was responding to left lane thing. What do you call the fast lane? All right, so since we're all going to talk about the lane thing, I'll pitch it out to you guys because I'm curious what you guys are going to say about this. This was not supposed to be part of this live, but whatever. So I get a lot of comments that say truckers should never be in the left lane. Anybody want to like anything you have to say about that? Because I have a lot to say about that.
I do too.
Yeah. Okay. You go
All
first.
right, okay, start there. You start.
I'll have to admit, I try my best to stay out of the left lane, but when you start getting behind other trucks that are slower than you, or you've got vehicles that are driving slow, and there's a lot of them that are four wheelers that'll speed up, slow down. It gets
Definitely.
so annoying, and you finally have to try to get around them. Well, as we know in Texas, they have that no left lane for trucks. Well, most of their highways have got 3 lanes where you got that available.
I have a
Well,
question for you.
what's that?
If it's a 2-lane highway and it says no trucks in the left lane, is it literally mean no trucks, or is that if you're passing, it's okay? Because there are both.
That's that's a real tough one there, and the reason I say that's tough is because I have talked to a few other drivers. A couple of them have told me they have been stopped before, and they actually told them, "Hey, we were trying to pass. That's all we were trying to do. Once we got around, we were going to get back over." And some of the police officers are very lenient and say, "Okay, we understand, no problem. Just try your best to stay out of that left lane, because of all the traffic." And then there's some that if they see that you've got a parade behind you, they know you've been in that left lane too long.
Yep.
See, the
Left
law
lane
reads
runner. Yeah.
the law reads that we're only supposed to be able to stay in that left lane for up to 2 miles. If we can't pass within 2 miles, we're supposed to back off and get back in the right lane, allow traffic to thin out, then try it again. But as you know, anybody that's been driving for a while, I've been doing it for a little over 23 years, and it's not just all Class A. I've done school bus. I've done Class B tanker. I mean, you name it, I pretty much drove it. The thing of it is, now since they've got a lot of these trucks, especially company trucks that are set at certain speed limits, it makes it even harder. And
Yeah.
people don't understand that. They don't understand that we're not able to pass like lickety split.
Yeah.
Once we floor it down, if that one truck in the right lane is only doing about 65, and we're doing like my company, we have ours set at 68, and we're trying to pass. It's going to definitely take every bit 2 miles to get around them good. And people are just going to have to understand that we're not being selfish. Now, there are some drivers that for some reason they love that left lane and they'll hang in it as long as they can. And I want to let them know, because when you're out there in Arizona, in certain parts of Arizona, there are a couple highway patrols that do Facebook videos and YouTube videos, and they love pulling people over for doing that. So it's something to think about too. But when I'm out in Arizona, I try my best to stay out of that left lane altogether. But I haven't been out there in a while. I mean, most of where I run now is down in Texas and Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas. Mostly right directly here in the Midwest area. But yeah, it's something that a lot of them do not understand because they don't know all about us truckers. They don't know how trucks are set up. And unless they've actually known someone that's a truck driver or been around a trucking family and know it, they're not really going to understand. And another reason there's a lot of truckers that like to party in that left lane, as I call it, what lane's
They're
usually the
camping.
smoothest? Well, yeah, what
Yeah.
lane's usually the smoothest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got my point there. The left lane's usually the smoothest road to
Yeah.
ride.
Yeah.
Because before they started this left lane thing, I talked to another driver. Before they started doing this left lane, no camping and for passing only and stuff and enforcing it like they do, the majority of the truck drivers, especially team drivers, would hang out in that left lane because it was a smoother ride. They allowed their, you know, uh, whoever was their co-drivers to be able to sleep better and it was a
Yeah.
lot better. But when they started enforcing that, it messed all that up for them.
All
But
right. Let
yeah,
me get.
go ahead.
Sorry. Let me get a couple comments in here, and then Cowboy, you're going to tell me what you think.
All right.
Because I got bombarded here. All right. So Evil Queen says, "What do you call the fast lane?" LOL says, "Bait trucking." Evil Queen's in Texas, and she says, "If you're passing, it's okay." Bait trucking says, "Anytime you get behind a Freightliner, grab the left lane. No, they can't handle the Cummings torque." Really?
Uh,
Uh,
that has nothing to do
he
with it.
drives a red International, just so y'all know, so you guys can
Oh,
beat up on him about it. Seven Seas Transport says if they won't move, it's called bump drifting, bump drafting. Give it a try, LOL.
no, 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 no.
He's joking. He's joking.
Okay.
Evil Queen says, see, a lot of these people I actually know from other lives, so I've seen their comments. I know like how serious and how not serious they are a lot of times.
Yeah.
Evil Queen says, what I hate is the bend around when you wait. What around? You just too slow down to turn. That pisses me off. I don't know. Speed. Oh, she said she meant speed. Oh, okay. What I hate is when speed around you they speed around you just so
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
can turn. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Trust me, that makes me
Yeah.
mad too. Then she says, Hammer Lane, 7 Seas Transport says, I really hate the four wheelers slow down in front of us at the bottom of a hill. Yeah, actually, that happened to me today. The same dude was just biting at the bit to get in front of me. As soon as he gets in front of me, he slams on his brakes.
Mm-hmm.
Franklin Fraser says hello. I think he's on YouTube now. That's why.
Probably.
Because this is the YouTube comments. If you're on Facebook, I'll get your comments in a second here. Oh, yeah, on Facebook he said I just subscribed to you on YouTube. Thank you. And he says you have a hammer lane. All right. So Cowboy, you got anything to add to what he said?
Yeah, pretty much agree 100%. Yeah, it's like just don't use it as a cruising lane, but I agree that yeah, it can be the smoother lane, but it's to go around. It's the passing lane. The hammer lane's a passing lane. And yeah, it's because
Yep.
I never gotten a ticket. I don't speed.
I'm gonna do something weird here, guys. So keep talking. It's fine.
But yeah, it's not the cruising lane. Even if you're on just a 4 lane, like 45-mile-an-hour road, it's unless you plan to turn, on a road like that.
Oh my goodness, what the heck is going on here?
I don't know. You're gone.
I'm still here, by the way. I'm just cleaning
Well,
away.
he's down here.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, but
now
they're
there's
gonna
Yeah,
a
we can
picture
hear
of
you.
a W900.
Okay, sorry, I went to flip my phone over and I called 911 by accident.
whoops.
Oh my God, Lou.
Yeah, I just decided to bring the police to the party.
There you go.
So now
No,
we
I
got
flipped my
a
phone over so when I'm doing my
W900.
comments, I'm not doing this the whole time. All right.
What do we got a W900 in it?
Well, here's my 2 cents. I get a ton of comments about how every video I post that has a trucker in any lane besides the far right lane, it could be a 5-lane highway. If they're 1 lane over, they're like, they shouldn't be in the left lane. So people don't understand the law. The law is if there's 3 lanes and there's no sign saying any differently, the trucks usually use the right too. And they can even use the third if there's no sign saying anything differently, depending on the
Right.
state. If you're in California, you're not allowed in the left lane at all. Like,
Well, I wouldn't go
they're
to
crazy
California.
out there. But there are states like that.
They're
But
communist as well.
Yeah.
I don't think you could say that on YouTube, man.
We'll
Okay,
edit that out.
bump me out.
We all know the nickname for that state.
They I just get so many comments. It's one of the I talk to Scott a lot, and it's one of my frustrations. I actually was going to make a long form video about it because I don't think people realize the law actually says we can be in, unless there's a sign saying otherwise, and the state law is not different, we can be in any lane. But granted, most truckers stay in the right unless they have to pass and they get in the next lane over. And then you got that, I'm going 66 and you're going 65 thing going on everywhere, camping in the lane. So,
right, camping.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Now we can. After you decide to call 911.
I can't hear Frank.
You can't hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear everybody.
Cowboy, you can hear me? Frank, I can't hear you, man.
I just
I'm
keep
here.
turning my mic off.
Okay, I hear you, but I don't hear Frank.
Well, I don't even see Frank.
Your mic is off. Turn your mic back on, Frank.
Frank's gone. I don't even see a picture, but I've got a picture of a W900L.
All right, so while he's doing that, I'm going to go down through here and go. So FA Trucking says the Red International should be green for all the money that I make. Oh my goodness, whatever.
Am I back?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can't.
I know. I'm just, he's trying to push my buttons today. Y'all stay wicked. I did subscribe. Thank you, Evil Queen. I do appreciate it. FA says,
I want one of those plaques. Like, follow, subscribe. I'm kidding. Don't care.
7C says, I just use the lane for less resistance. Yes. Use the lane of less resistance. That's true. Hey, I get that 100%.
Yeah.
Just as the fellow in the bottom left said, yeah.
Less resistance.
Franklin Earl Frazier says, John, I have 10 subs. Huh. I don't know if that means he has 10 subscribers or I got 10 subscribers.
Really freaking hungry.
Congratulations, whoever got 10 subscribers.
He's got a Facebook page.
Lena
he got the Subway app.
Says, Hola. Mike Daisy. I was hoping Mike would make it in. Hi, Mike. He's from Facebook, guys. He's my Facebook version of Cowboy. He comments on everything. He watches everything. I appreciate it. Cowboy's the YouTube version of that. He's my biggest fan.
Yes, I am.
I call him my #1 subscriber, and Mike is my #1 follower. Lenny says, "Hola to every truck drivers. God bless." Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All the truck drivers out there really do appreciate that. So,
Can you all hear me? And see
so
me?
I still can't hear you, Frank. I see your mouth moving, but I can't hear you.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna go out and then come back
You're gonna
in.
go out and come back?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Give me a minute. I've got to take a break
Okay.
real quick, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, you better
So
go take a
Alex,
break.
you're listening to the Left Lane Madness. You wanna weigh in on it?
Hey,
Alex
yeah,
ain't even,
I keep
he doesn't
shutting off
even
my
show up.
microphone.
No, I know. Do you want to weigh in on the Left Lane
Um,
Madness?
Man, to me, it just depends where you're driving. Like Florida, they have certain portions of the highway where you cannot, be in
Yeah.
the left lane. It says no truck left lane. Whatever. Use two right
Right.
lanes.
Right.
Whatever. I mean, honestly, man, at the end of the day, I'm sorry if nobody else wants to say it. If the police ain't there, I don't care. I'm just gonna keep rolling it. But I'm not one of those guys that just stays in the left lane. I can't tell you how many times I've had to get into the left lane so damn quick that my life depended on it because some, dumbass was cutting off some other truck or something like that. Excuse my French. And then the guy that was next to me had to go into my lane, so I had to go all the way in the left. And this is in Florida, by the way. So,
Yeah.
and you know what else though? I don't know what it is about. I mean, and I live in Florida, and I know you too, John, live in Florida. But what is it about truck drivers in Florida that feel the need to go 75 on 75? Because I was going 70 with my family coming back from Thanksgiving, and these fools were going 75, 76. I don't know, whatever the heck they're tapping out at, man. But they were going nuts. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. I mean, I'm usually going 70, maybe 68, 69, depending on how loaded I am
Yeah.
or something like that. But man, they're fast. Some of these fools, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting worse. I mean, honestly, you know how they used to say?
It's
I heard some.
ridiculous.
I watched a video the other day. I'm gonna tell you what it said because I thought it was hilarious. But
Mhm.
you know how it goes along that same lines of what you're saying. You know how we're supposed to follow the flow of traffic? Well, a DOT officer
Right.
pulls over a semi. Says, "You know, you were speeding." The semi is like, "No, I don't think I was speeding. I was going to flow of traffic." And he's like, "There's nobody in front of you." He goes, "Oh, there was. There was a vehicle right in front of me. He just turned back at that hospital." And the DOT officer says, "By any chance was it an ambulance with the lights on and the semi truck?" "Oh, maybe." Yeah, keeping up with the flow of traffic sometimes feels like you're pulling an ambulance.
Yeah.
See if I'm
All
here.
right.
Or
Yeah.
something's there.
All right,
There's
Frank, let's test it out. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, he's back. He's
He's
back
back.
better than ever.
I'd almost tell
So
you it was probably my internet messing up again.
that's fine. So Mike Daisy commented a couple more times. He said he enjoys what I'm doing. I enjoy doing it, and I love that there are people that enjoy what I'm doing. Um, and then I have it on the screen there. And then 7C says, what is the speed limit on 75? I think it's 70 most of the way.
Yeah.
It does change. Going through
It's 70.
Tennessee. Yeah,
Which
going through
It's not
Tennessee,
bad.
a
75?
couple spots,
Right,
it
right,
drops
right.
down. But
Which
yeah.
75 are they talking
Oh wait.
about?
75 in Florida. That's all I'm talking about. But yeah.
Oh,
Because
I don't know if
there's
I can have
US
5 people.
75 also.
I don't know if I can have 5 people in here, but here comes fate trucking, guys. Get ready.
Oh, okay.
Oh
We're
no.
here.
Oh, now I can't see
All right,
anything.
boom.
Boom.
So Mike Daisy says, love it. Mike Daisy says I can hear him. Okay, so everybody can hear you now, Frank. How you doing?
Okay.
How you doing, fate trucking?
We're good. We're good. We're just
You want to
trucking
weigh
in
in?
the left lane.
Yeah, chilling in that left lane with all the torques.
With all
With
the
all the
torques.
torques.
That's right.
So,
Do you want my opinion on that?
sure. Let me hear
So,
your opinion. Is it different than anybody else's?
Not terribly, no.
Okay.
But part of that, I gotta say, part of the reason it's not different than most of the other things that I heard this evening is, I drive slow. Like, I need to be in the left lane because I care about my fuel economy. So, if it's 70 miles an hour, I'm definitely not driving 70 miles an hour. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I do
Right.
agree that I think it's weird that the left lane, like all the crap that you get for it, I think whoever was explaining earlier, like people just don't understand. And the whole thing about trying to pass a truck that's going 65 or 66 when you're going 68, like that is hard. I mean, that's going to take all I mean, it's probably going to take longer than 2 miles to safely pass that truck.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's the thing that most people don't realize is when one truck passes another, it's not just one truck length. You pull out when there's at least a truck length probably between you safely. You're supposed to anyway. You pass them, and then you go another truck length past them. So you're talking, basically passing 3 truck lengths by the
Yeah.
time you get past them, and that's crazy for a semi to be able to pick up speed and be able to do that. It takes time, and people just have to be patient. It's just how it is. So.
Yeah. That's almost 200 feet.
Yeah. Yep.
You know? That's
Just a quick one on that. I was going to try to get in there was back when I worked for a company called Trucks for You out of Muskogee, and I was lease purchased through them. The trucks that they have, I don't know if they're still the same, but the trucks they had then, they actually had a passing ability in them. So it was
Yep.
governed at like 70, but you for 1 hour out of your 11-hour day, you were allowed to use that. And man, whenever you would tap the fuel pedal 3 times, and once you did, you could do 80 miles an hour easy. But like I said, it was only usable for up to 1 hour in an 11-hour period. And that truck would get up and go.
Yeah, actually,
There's
my
a
truck
few-
is supposed to
there's
have
a
that, but
few-
I don't have that.
There's a few carriers that are like that.
Hey, Pate Trucking. There's a guy on I'll call you Scott because everybody knows your name anyway, Scott. There's a guy on Facebook that follows me on Facebook, and he just commented, and I thought you might want to weigh in on it. So Mike Daisy, he's very, very active on my page. He says in Minnesota the left lane is for passing only. If you don't have the speed to do it better safely, then stay in the right lane.
Yes. You know who instituted that law?
Oh, jeez, who?
The big body Jesse Ventura, when he was.
Oh, really?
Governor. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
That is a law in Minnesota that is not very enforced.
Yeah.
But it is a law. And I believe I'm right. I believe it was Jesse Ventura that did that.
Yeah. So Mike Daisy, on the line is Pate Trucking. He has a YouTube channel. I think he's also on Facebook too, but he's not as active on Facebook as I am. He's from Minnesota also. I'm not telling you where, but he's from Minnesota. Don't you know? Don't you know? Yeah, he says you're right. He agrees with you. So guys, some of you guys can't weigh in. Some of you guys can. The ones that can, feel free to jump in here. Mike Daisy, ungoverned. Oh, I think they're talking amongst themselves. He says Mike Daisy, ungoverned, 6NZ. I love it.
Oh, that's a nice truck or a nice motor. Is that 7Cs?
No, it's a guy named Dylan from Facebook.
Oh.
Ungoverned. Okay, gotcha. I mean, hell, my stuff is ungoverned too, but then again, I'm an owner-op, so it just depends. It also depends. There's something with insurance too. Like I know some insurances, if you are governed or blah blah blah, they'll go lower, obviously, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not governed on my end, so.
It's got to do an insurance. That's the biggest reason with a lot of your big companies is an insurance deal. The other is because they say it's less wear and tear on the truck, and it's better for the tires.
They don't need to worry about my damn tires, my brakes, wear on the bearings, and everything else. And believe they need to worry about their stuff. All I'm saying is they can, and that's the thing. That's another thing they don't understand. It's like, oh, we want to govern the trucks, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, sure. And do you really think that some guy out there doesn't already have the technology to just bypass it? And whenever he does get stopped over, he can just flip a switch and, oh, look, I'm governed at 65. Like, are you serious?
Here we go. In the comments, we're having a battle here. Actually,
No,
it's
but
not
it's
much
like
of a
it's
battle.
this stupidity. But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
No, it's not much of a battle. Seven Seas Transport says Cummings torque can get you around anyone.
There's no G in
It's all
Cummins.
about the torques, man. It's all about the torques.
I don't think Seven Seas has a Cummins. I think his is a cat. Isn't it?
Well,
Maybe I'm wrong. He's got a beautiful truck, by the way. And I'm not.
I don't know.
You know me. I'm not a hood truck guy. But his truck is freaking amazing.
Yeah, I actually haven't met Seven Seas yet, but I'm gonna take a second out here just to remind everybody. This is Cowboy over here, retired
Hi.
trucker, now rancher. On the other side of him, I think is Alex.
Oh, he's back.
He
now.
has his own authority, drives a truck, and he's on mute.
I am muted, but yeah, I'm
Okay.
at home right now.
In the lower corner is Frank from Grumpy Old Truckers. He's also a truck driver, company driver. And right below me is Pate Trucking. I almost said the wrong one. Pate Trucking has his own YouTube channel. He is an owner operator. So guys, go check out their channels and their pages. Make sure you join. And I brought all that up because I got a comment. Somebody that's watching. It's actually Frank's son. He says my YouTube channel is, and then he gives it. By the way, if you want to drop your YouTube channel, feel free. Go check him out, guys. It's Best Gamer 1988. So now you know.
That's cool. I'm gonna sound like kind of a dork here. I actually watch Madden YouTube. Like I love watching guys play Madden.
What is the odds? 2 times in one day, someone says that to me. Okay. I'm a little out of touch. I'm a little old. I admit it. I know I am. I don't get why people watch video games online. I remember I used to be a gamer when I was a kid. We played games all the time, video games. Granted, it was Nintendo and not everything they have now, but still, and Atari, and even before that. But
John,
when it
keep
wasn't,
telling on the age.
but when it wasn't my turn to play, it was the most frustrating thing ever. Watching someone else play is not fun to me. I don't get why that's a thing. Personally, I just don't get it. But hey, to each their own. My son watches hours and hours of it. So,
Yeah.
I don't even like
let me catch
to
up on
play
some
it.
comments, guys. Hi, everyone. How is everyone tonight doing? Donna? TJ with eyes emoji. Seven Seas Transport says
Nice.
3,406E, and it got a little bit of torque too. Oh, okay. He's talking about his motor. Okay.
That's got all the torques.
What kind of motor does he got?
It's
I can't read the comments.
It's
I'm
a
driving.
cat. It's a
It's
cat.
a cat. Yeah, I figured it was a
34,
cat.
yeah.
34. Yeah, I figured it was a cat when I saw the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Donna
no,
says hi
he
to
doesn't just
everyone
have
from
the
YouTube.
torques. That's like the grandfather of all torques.
On Facebook, Franklin says, "Subscribe to me, please." I will. I'll check you out. I'll check you out afterwards. And guys, if you haven't done it yet, go check out all these different channels that are in here. Everybody that's in the comment section. And I'm on a race to 100,000, guys. I want 100,000 by the end of the year. I know it's a lofty goal, but y'all can help me get there. So make sure you go down and hit subscribe.
Like, follow, and subscribe. I want 10
Dylan
by the end of the year.
says, "I'll check it out." Oh, so Dylan's going to check out Franklin's thing. Thank you, Dylan. And then Mike Daisy says, "Gentlemen, I have to run, but you guys keep doing what you're doing. See you on the flip side, John." All right, yeah, I'll see you on the flip side, Mike. Thank you for joining in. I do appreciate
Fellow
it.
Minnesotan.
So,
Drive
fellow
safe out there, man.
Yeah. Take it easy, don't you know?
Yeah.
It'll work.
I speak Minnesota. You just say "don't you know" after and before everything, and you're good. So.
That's not true. Depends where you're from in Minnesota.
He said he subbed him. Nice. Okay. And then Donna said, "So I will." Oh, awesome. Thank you. And then Franklin said, "Bye, John." Okay. So Franklin's leaving. See you, Franklin. Don't worry. I know your dad, so you better be nice to me. If you guys don't get the joke, his dad's down there in the corner, right over there.
Yeah.
So, So guys, I know
can I
some of
ask-
you guys
can I-
can't answer. What? Go ahead.
I was going to ask a question.
Go ahead. What's your question?
You had said, I hope I remembered his name. Alex
What's up?
has his own authority, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Are you solely on the spot market, or are you running any contracted freight?
Dedicated freight. So the way that goes is it's like yes and no. So I do the spot market side of it, but we also have some dedicated accounts as far as, and what I mean by I have a dispatcher, a really great guy that has his own company, if you will, as a carrier, and he's got some of his own clients. So
Oh, nice.
essentially, even though I am my own, carrier,
Yep.
he helps me out. Obviously, he gets his, 10%. But we do have some dedicated stuff. Yes.
Nice.
Not
I was just
everything,
curious.
obviously. I mean, it would be nice. No, yeah, no, of course.
Where do you
It
live?
would be nice.
Where are you based? Where when you go out, where do you start from?
Florida. So I'm on
Oh.
West Florida. Yeah. Everybody loves that, right? So I'm on the west side of Florida, right here by, I guess you could say, Tampa area. Below that,
Okay. So rough.
So I'm getting out of here. I usually go up north to the Midwest most of the time, and then come back. Lately, I haven't been doing that run just because winter started. And like I was saying way earlier, my motor's having a little bit of a cough. And what I mean by that is my number 6 cylinder is on 22% compression. And yeah, but it's the
You don't have a
head.
Kenworth, do you?
No, it's a DD15 engine, so it's a Detroit. No, it's a Freightliner. It's the same thing like Cash. So Cash has a 2015, I think, or a 2016. Mine's a 2017. Essentially the same thing, but it's just
It's not a Mac.
At least it's not a Mac. There you go. I guess. I just, even though you say that, though, even these engines, for example, I was talking to one of the mechanics that I know. And he was saying the number 5 and 6 cylinders on the DD15s are always getting a bit hotter than the rest of them. Yep. So, it is what it is. But anyway, long story short, this truck has had an APU on it. It's an old AutoZone truck. It's got an APU on it its whole life. And when I bought it, it was governed to 65. And after 5 minutes, it would shut off if you had it in park, right? You pull the brake and it's in neutral. So never got idle. It only has 1,400 hours of idle time. It's its whole life. But it's got 994,000 miles on it. And the last 100,000-ish and some change are mine, the ones that I put on. So the only thing with that is it's just the miles that the head incurred. As far as the bottom end, I don't have any oil getting eaten, so it's not eating oil. It's only got 2 little weeps of oil here and there where it's actually, you could say it's got a, oil leak. So it's fine and dandy, but essentially
if a Detroit doesn't leak oil, there's no oil in it.
Right. But I'm saying like, for example, and if I'm doing a 15,000 mile oil change, by that 15,000 miles, I've only had to add maybe half a quart, if anything, to really top it up. So it doesn't lose anything. I'm very happy with that. But essentially, at the end of the day, I'm going to have to spend somewhere between $7,000 to $8,000 to put a new head on. So that's where I'm at right now. But I run that way. I run the Midwest. I come back. I may do a few runs here, before the end of the year is over. But I try to do Florida to either Texas or Florida to Arizona, Florida to Las Vegas, and back home to Florida.
No,
Are you dry van then?
I am doing a drive-in. Yep. I did the Reefer thing. I did the Reefer thing with my father-in-law. We even did team driving actually for a very long time. But we never stuck to the left lane. But I mean, I just pass, man. If you ask me, I mean, I use it. I pass people, and I just get back on my right side, and that's it.
Yep.
So,
Anybody ever call you a door dummy?
No,
No.
not really.
I get called a door swinger.
Oh God.
A door dummy. Where's that term
No,
come
because
from?
when I started doing drive-in, I'm not going to mention any names. Even though he's
Oh,
in
now
here.
I understand. Like you just go in and closing and opening doors. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, they call them door dummies.
Okay, but hold on a second. A reefer thing is almost the same. I'm not doing hell in the reefer. I'm not doing as much work as I am in a drive van. Drive van, I'm having to reorganize loads and do a whole bunch of other crap. I mean, really, actually, you can get physical. The way that I'm working. But with a reefer, I mean, yeah, you do some stuff, but I mean, hell, it's cold in there half the freaking time. So
Yeah,
shit.
but see, with a Reaper, you're babysitting something running right behind your head, and if it goes
I know.
out, I don't care if it's the middle of the night and you're out of hours, you got to go get it fixed. You know what I mean?
Oh
Well,
yeah.
not
Let me
only
get- let me get-
that, it. Sorry, go ahead, John.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I was just going to go through the comments. Go ahead. Just say what
I
you
was
gotta
going to say, as ridiculous as it sounds, you'll
Mhm.
be dead asleep. And if you don't hear that beep for the reefer to kick on, like if you're running a
Mhm.
start and stop, or if you're running a continuous load, you can be in a dead middle of a sleep and you'll
Mhm.
wake up and instantly know something's wrong. And the panic you feel is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep.
You know.
100%.
No, I know
100%.
that.
I've been there.
That's another reason I got away
I
from the
was gonna-
reefer thing, man. Honestly,
I
I
wanted
was
to add
just
something
done with it.
to
Oh, go ahead, Frank.
I forgot the gentleman above me there, straight above me. Maybe
Alex.
Alex. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know where I come for that. Okay, Alex. I
Yeah,
want to
what's going
know how good of a Detroit engine with that many miles on it is that you only put about a half a quart of oil in every 15,000 miles.
It's a DD15, not a Series 60.
Yeah,
Series
but I
six-
mean
Yes.
a half a quart in 15,000 miles.
That's
I'd
really
say
good.
a half a gallon maybe.
No.
I
A
don't know
half
where
a
you're
quart,
getting a
brother.
quart.
A half a quart. No. I'm serious. A half a quart. It does not burn oil. That
How many
bottom
miles
end,
is on it?
994,000.
There you go.
Yeah.
It does not burn oil. And I'm serious. When I
Okay.
said half a quart, I mean half a quart. You could bump it up to maybe a quart because it ain't gonna hurt it. But literally, the last couple of times I've done my my oil changes, it's only been a half a quart difference, really. I kid you not. I mean, you can but
I believe you.
it doesn't burn it. It just honestly doesn't burn it. And that's the thing. If you maintain it, if you keep the oil fresh in there, man, I think it's going to run a long time. And on top of that, mind you, I'm one of those weird people. And what I mean by that is I will change whatever I see wrong on that truck before it even breaks. If I even see that
Not
there's
weird.
something
That's
wrong
what
with
you're
it,
supposed to do.
well, there's what you're supposed to do. But a hell of a lot of people out there, believe me, they're just kind of like, oh, I'm going to just
Oh,
ride
I
until the
get
wheel
that.
fall off.
Well,
You
see,
know?
the
get
reason
that.
why
But
I was saying that.
I'm
Cowboy,
Yeah,
I
go
can't
ahead.
hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Cowboy,
Yes.
are you talking?
No, I was. I mean,
Cowboy's
hear
mic
him.
cut out. You can
No,
hear him?
I can hear him. I can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear him.
hi.
That's weird. I don't hear him at all.
Break 19.
Yeah, I can
I
hear
can
him.
Come back.
Now hold
Break
on.
one.
I can hear him on StreamYard. I don't know about YouTube. I'm not listening to YouTube side of it.
Well, I'm on
Break
StreamYard too, and I can't hear him.
Oh, okay. I can hear
I
him.
can hear him.
Yep. Everybody
If
can hear me.
anything, he can go out and come back in. It's up to you.
Yeah,
Well, then-
interesting.
I
Well,
don't know
let
what
me
the hell
two things real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt your conversation, guys, but first of
Go
all,
ahead.
I've been picked on a lot tonight by Pate Trucking, so I just want to point out that
What have I
he
picked
drives
on?
an
I
haven't
international.
picked on you at all. That's not
Um,
picking on you. I'm
let me
asking
go
a
back.
question.
Well,
Your
what about
thumbnail says
pulling
ask
a fifth wheel?
questions. Yeah,
Yeah.
To call yourself a trucker, should you know how to pull a fifth wheel?
Yes, you
That's not
should.
picking on you.
Yes, you should.
You're the one that You're the one that brought it to the whole level that you didn't know how to do it.
Okay, hang on. Let me finish. Let me finish with my fun here. So, your picture on your screen right now says Bait Trucking. That's on
Yeah.
YouTube, guys. Go check them out. But it says Mac above it. But don't you drive an International? What you
I
do?
do now.
Downgrade?
I do not know. You know what? That MP8 motor, I will
Yeah.
argue with anybody, is a 1,000,000-mile motor out of the crate. The only thing you might have to replace on it is the injectors, which is expensive, but that is a 1,000,000-mile motor. like out of the box, out of the crate. I sold my Mac to a contractor that's leased on to the carrier that I work for, or that I'm leased on to, and I saw that truck today.
Hang on. Hey, Cowboy, I can't hear you, but make sure when you're taking your drink, make sure you do it off screen. All right.
Oh, sorry.
Let me let me get through these comments, guys. I got like a few, not that many. So Seven Seas Transport wants to know if there's any deer hunters in here. I used to hunt. I don't really hunt anymore. I just don't have the time for it, but I'd love to start again. I know there's an ice fisher in here, but I don't think you hunt, do you, Scott?
No, I hunted
No.
when I was a kid.
Did
Had a
you?
bad experience.
Oh, did you? I'd love to go back into it. I had great experiences as a kid hunting. So how about you guys? Cowboy, Frank, Alex, anybody hunt?
I raise cattle.
You guys are going to
I
have to
like
tell me what Cowboy says because I can't hear him.
I don't have the time.
I don't know why you can't hear me,
Yeah.
but
All I got
I
time
eat
for is to
meat.
drive and clean the house.
Yeah, I haven't been
Did he just say,
hunting
"I
since
eat
I was
beef"?
a young boy.
Yes. Well,
There you
I
go.
raise cattle, so yeah.
That was great. I eat beef.
I keep my fridge full of beef. I didn't need.
Wow, I feel like
beef.
StreamYard's playing a prank on me because I can see Cowboy talking, but I can't hear him.
I don't
We
know
can
why
hear
I
him.
hit the
We
mic
can
button
hear
him.
and it
Do
took
like I
mute,
did.
so
I have no idea what he's saying. Like, I have no idea. It's hilarious. He could say whatever he wants. He could just make faces, and I'll laugh at him. I guess I don't know. Exactly. Exactly. So, all right. So deer hunting. Franklin left his YouTube thing up again. Guys, if you have a YouTube channel and you're in the chat, just if you're not a moderator, let me know. I'll make you a moderator. Just throw it in the chat. That way you don't have to keep posting the comments for it. I don't mind. People can do that. I have no problem with that. Donna says, "Okay, guys, it's been nice talking to you. Gotta go. Have a good night, Donna." Seven Seas says, "I've got a N14 with 13 speed, just sitting with 350K on both. If you need it."
Ooh,
Ah,
that's
really?
nice. Well, I'm assuming he's talking about buying it or something like that, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. Worst case scenario.
No, I'm just thinking.
gonna go
I'm
there.
just thinking this guy must have like a truck stop next to his house or something. Because he drives one, he has two more. Heck, you want to add another one in there? Seven
No, but
Seas? Just let me
you know
know.
what? You know what? Honestly, though, at the end of the day, any owner operator that thinks his truck might go out or something like this, I think it's not the worst idea in the world to actually have a backup truck. Like
Oh no, I don't think.
there's a Freightliner that my father-in-law showed me the other day. That sucker's got 600 and something thousand miles on it or whatever. But this is just to show you how low the prices have come. I think it was selling for 16,000 or something like this. Automatic DT12, just normal run-of-the-mill Cascadia.
DD13.
DD15.
Hey, I'll be right back. Hold this thought, but I will be
DD15.
right back.
All right, no problem.
But yeah, anyway, I'm just saying though, it's a good idea to have a backup truck, man, because when crap like
It's
this,
expensive.
Gotta have backup truck.
I know.
I did it.
Where all
You
the
have to
pictures
pay
turn off?
You have to pay insurance on both trucks. You need to keep them registered. It's expensive to have a truck sitting.
Well, hold on a second. Can't you just like literally just have it in like a storage yard? And if you need to, you call your insurance company and just say, "Hey, I got to add this one on. I got to take my old one off because I'm having engine issues."
The only
with it," or
insurance
something like
company, the only insurance company that allows that is Progressive.
Progressive,
A real owner
gotcha.
operator does not use Progressive insurance.
that. Oh yeah, I know.
And I'm not being an asshole. But
No, but we've all
I'm
had
not
to
trying
do
to
that.
be mean.
No, dude, I've had to use Progressive when I first started.
Well, yeah, is this Alex?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not looking at my phone. Yeah, you have your own authority when you're starting.
Right.
I mean, Progressive will take on anybody.
Yep.
It's just over time.
Overpriced.
They're overpriced for the value that they give you, and the more that you research it, you'll find. So like my insurance company, that's what I wanted to do. I was like, hey, I'm not driving the truck can I just put like basically storage insurance on it? They didn't. The insurance company I use doesn't offer that because it's commercial vehicle. Now I was able to drop some of some of the premium down a little bit, but it was still, I mean, I was paying, I think it was $325 a month to have a truck just sit. And then my registration came due. Then it was, you know, you're
1800.
paying, yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
know.
it gets expensive.
I gotta interrupt, but I'm gonna jump off of here. So you guys have a good evening,
You too,
All
sir.
right.
and tell him that
Oh,
I'm
wait.
jumping off.
What's Cowboy
Oh.
saying? I can't hear him, remember? Hang on, I'm going to turn on my other thing so I can hear him.
He's,
Or turn
he's
on
Are you
the other
leaving,
thing.
Cowboy?
I'm leaving.
All right, man.
So
Talk
we'll
to you
speak
later,
at
all
you.
right?
Yep. You guys, it was fun. I can't believe I was on here for
All right.
almost an hour.
I
But,
can hear him on YouTube, but I just couldn't hear him on mine. I don't know why. That's so weird.
Well, I'm only on YouTube, so I don't have any.
Thanks for coming in, Cowboy. I really do appreciate it.
Yep,
7
no
Seas
problem.
Transport says it's got a lot
Speak
of
at-
torque too. I think he's talking about the one in his yard there. I don't know where he keeps it.
No,
but it
he's
says
he's
his
he's
yard.
talking about the 3460. He's talking about the cat. I was saying earlier, that's the grandfather
Oh,
of all torques. I mean, you know. But anyway, I digress.
I'd like to get 7 Seas in here sometime. I've yet to see him on a live yet. One of these days. So, all right, guys. You guys, anybody else have any questions? Because I never even got to my questions.
Well, what are your questions?
You don't want to know. No.
I don't
Actually,
know.
let me see. Who do I have? I have Frank in here still. No, Frank jumped out, so it's just Scott, me, and Alex right now. Frank will be
Yep.
back.
Well, I guess
So
go ahead.
the
sir.
only one that can really weigh in about my questions is you, Scott, and because Alex is at home right now, so he doesn't
As
really
far
know
as
what's
what?
going on for him as like freight in the last week or so.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I have access to the load board, so I
Tell
do
me
watch
what you
it.
know. Tell me what you know for the last week.
Well, it's gotten better.
I'm back.
But
Texas business.
it's gotten better. I mean, it's jumped up a little bit according to my dispatcher because I talked to him the other day because I got to get a load back on Monday, up to Georgia. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if if we're talking reefer market, I have no idea. Dry van, it's all right. It's getting better though. It's bumped up a little bit. Reefer, I think, is okay. Also, do you guys watch? This is kind of a side note, but I think her name is Amanda on YouTube. She's got the she's out of California. She's got the what is it? She's got this thing where she does the graphs and she shows everything.
Oh, trucking made successful.
It could be that.
Yeah, she's got glasses.
Yes. That lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you don't watch
Well,
her.
No.
I mean,
Let me-
she's nice. She's got some good input, I guess, but you have to. It's still.
You can
very
get the same
dependent
thing
on your own
yourself
thing.
off the DAT load board or Freight Waves.
Yes. No, I
You
agree.
can read
I
it all
agree.
yourself.
She just puts it in YouTube format, man. That's all it is.
And she's semi-attractive.
Oh god.
Yeah. She's
There
got
you
a
go.
golden ticket.
There you
So,
go.
Golden ticket.
I'm going to change the subject just for a second. We'll end right there. So 7 Seas Transport says he's not tech savvy, so he has no idea how to come on anyone's show. Well, let me tell you, it's
That was
this
not that
simple.
hard.
The guy that just jumped out, the Cowboy SJ, he is not tech savvy. He'll tell you he's not tech savvy. It's literally, I send you a link, you tap on it, you type in your name, and then you're in, and then I add you into the show. That's all you have to do. You don't have to be tech savvy to be on one of these. Am I wrong, guys? You all came in.
Nope. It's all real
Okay.
easy.
Yeah.
The only
So-
thing I have to say on
Hard
that
as
is
hell.
if you have an iPhone, no, listen. If you get an iPhone and your browser is Google Chrome, it'll open up the link in Google Chrome, and Google Chrome will tell you, or whatever, basically, essentially, StreamYard will tell you, copy the link. You press the copy button, and then you go and you open Safari. Once you open Safari, you paste it in the URL, then it takes you to the right page because StreamYard only works with Safari on Apple devices. But it's not hard. It is very easy. Yeah.
Another reason.
I don't
to
use Safari.
buy
but
Apple.
yeah.
Well, here's another reason.
Don't use
I
that, man.
actually own Apple, but I'm telling you, there are some things that make it a lot harder. Like, for instance, if you want to be a member on Scott's channel or my channel, or, you know, I don't know if you have subscriptions yet over on Grumpy Old Truckers, but guys, if you want to do that on an iPhone, it's not as simple as just hitting a join button. There is no join button. It's crazy. So,
Well, also, I don't have StreamYard downloaded as the actual application on my iPhone, because if I did,
they
it
don't
would bump
have an
up
app
to
for
the.
it.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, see, I run it right up. I'm on my browser right now.
Right. And I'm on my browser too on my phone. But yeah, just saying,
Yeah.
no, they do have an application. But anyway,
Oh, do
I
they? I'm gonna have to look it up then.
Uh-huh.
I'll have to look it up. I would prefer an app over this.
Right.
But
Well,
all right. So that
you
was
know,
one of my questions.
I know
Hey,
Alex
Frank.
was talking about load board stuff a while ago and about how Reefer doing and van and all that. Well, I know that a friend of mine, which is I'm actually wearing his shirt that he gave me as a winning deal off of his group, is R, RGN Life Get Low. Anyhow, he runs RGNs and he's been doing pretty good with RGN. So I guess the RGN's doing pretty good right now, along with flatbed. But I don't know, flatbed and RGN stuff a lot different than dry van and reefer, of course.
Yeah, it's
But
very different. But RGN, man, is like you. Yeah, it's just like anything, honestly, to me. From my point of view, if you don't know anybody, you got to have enough connections in whatever part of the trucking industry you're in. Otherwise, at the end of the day, you may not be as successful as you want to be. You could give it your all, and eventually you will succeed. But you really got to have to put some time into it. But regardless, it is nice to know people,
Who's
you know,
that?
and to make some connections.
Oh, keep talking. That's
That's
fine.
somebody else, or it might be Freight
Oh,
going over some stuff. Um, so yeah, but no, RGNs, do you usually make pretty decent money if you know enough people, or if you got
Well,
somebody.
yeah,
anything specialty, you should be receiving,
Mm-hmm.
as much as you possibly can get. Like specialty style work.
Right,
Even
right.
running hazmat, you know. I got a buddy that runs
Oh,
RGN,
hold on.
cents
So,
per mile.
okay, nice.
oh, is that what he does? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
All right.
as
that's what he
a
does.
as a side comment, because I can kind of see it getting a little bit quiet. Have you? Okay, so I know I brought this up on Cash's Live the other day, and somebody else did also about the what
On
is it?
whose life?
On Cash's Live. Cash is
Who's
king.
that? Never
Seriously?
heard of him.
Oh God.
Never
Okay.
heard of him.
Anyway, so
Cash
if
is
you
King
guys watch that,
Trucking. Cash is King Trucking and
Oh,
DIY
there you
Semi. Go
go.
check them out. There
There
you
you
go.
go.
never heard
There
of
you
him.
go. Never heard of him. Oh man. So, but anyhow, no, the thing with TQL, man, where the company out of I think it was either Minnesota
Oh
or
yeah, I heard about this.
Wisconsin, yeah, where they went after their original Raycon from TQL, and apparently they were only paying them like 40 something percent or something like that. And TQL was basically holding back 56% or 57, whatever the heck the number is. That's way too much, man.
Well,
But
Just
can
that
I
was
ask
from
a
like 2 years
question?
ago. But that was
ridiculous.
from 2
Hold,
years
hold,
ago.
hold on. Can
They're
I ask
still
a
holding
question?
on to it though. Sure, good.
Can I ask a question? Why are you hauling it then?
Oh
Like,
yeah, that's not me, but
like,
that's true. Yeah, why? Yeah,
no, I'm
it's
not
very
saying
true.
you. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that's Alex talking.
Yes.
I'm not saying you. Like, I'm not calling you out. But here's
Mm-hmm.
the problem I have with like broker transparency and all this, right? Do I
Uh-oh.
think it could benefit some individuals? Yeah, I think it could benefit some individuals. But the reality is anything that gets put in your trailer should be put in your trailer for a reason. The number one reason is it is generating you revenue, or it's getting you back to the loads that generate you your bread and butter. I mean, is, say they were keeping 56% or 52%. If I booked the load and it got put on my trailer, I'm fine with the rate. Like, I don't understand why so many people waste their time in trying to think how much somebody else is earning when they should you're a business. Like, focus on what you're earning, not what somebody else is. You know what I mean? That would be my opinion. You know, and the other reality is we're all different. We all have different costs. We all have different operating costs. In no way should this be a level playing field. In no way. I could be out of this game tomorrow. You know, something terrible could happen and all my money is gone and I could be out of the game tomorrow. That's capitalism. So, like, I understand that's a consequence of the choices that I've made to purchase equipment, to purchase trucks, to purchase trailers. In no way do I think I'm better than or worse than anybody else, but I certainly don't want to be on the same playing field. Like, there should, you know, that's my opinion. This is cutthroat. As much as people are friends and whatever, this is a cutthroat business. And the sooner we realize that, and the sooner that we do things that benefit us, like, you won't be concerned with the outside. You won't be concerned how much a broker's making, because I actually know a broker that tries to book freight for great rates and he's making $100 off of it. Do you know how hard it was for him to go get that customer? But he's putting it out there because he was a trucker at one time. So he's trying to get you the best rate possible, and people still aren't taking it. People still think that, this person might be screwing them over. He's keeping $100, maybe $200 at the most. And it's because they get in this mind frame that everybody's out to get them. Don't focus on that. Focus on what we can do as individual business owners to be better than the guy to our right or left. Because if that's what you're doing, you're succeeding. If it's not what you're doing, you're probably not succeeding at this point.
Right. No, I agree with you 100%.
Which sucks.
And I always try to, like, even though I'm working, like I said, with another dispatcher, with a dispatch
Nothing wrong with that
service. No, nothing wrong at all. But what I try to do, even for them, if you will, is I try my best whenever I go to some locations. I try to see if I can actually get a contract started between that location, if you will, and wherever else I'm going. Like, for example, I had there's a place maybe an hour south of me in Fort Myers that basically builds blinds that are rolling blinds. And I took that over to Texas, to over there by close to Corpus Christi. And dude, I mean, I actually found out what the rate this is the beautiful part. I found out what the rate that the actual buyer of that equipment, what she paid for it. It was a lady owner of the company, so I found out what rate she paid for it, and I compared that to whatever I got, if you will, for that particular load. But yeah, I tried to kind of just start the conversation with her and see, hey, can we do this delivery dedicated for you? Every single month, because they had one or maybe two deliveries per month, but it was a pretty big delivery, and not necessarily the downside, but the thing with this delivery is everything is floor loaded and everything is offloaded also by hand.
Ooh.
So you do have to wait there, but they're cool people. It just depends how you look at it, right? Because here's the thing. I think for that load, they gave me $1,500 for it or something like that. And mind you, that's not everything I got. That's not the whole load, but that was the load. Let's talk about it that way. $1,500. She told me that the actual manufacturer or whatever that was actually going through the broker, the manufacturer charged her $2,400. So mind you, technically, I missed out on what, $900
Well,
off of that one.
you
But this is out of my own
you-
experience. So, and the
You
load
know
was
if
booked
that-
for me.
right.
I
So
didn't
the
book
only argument I would make, and maybe you know this, and it's really not an argument, it's a question,
it. Sure.
that company that the the broker or whatever that the
Right.
manufacturer used, you have to be careful in that sense, because that broker could actually be a 3PL company for the manufacturer, which of course they're going to charge more, because they're doing, that company that built it, they're doing all their logistics for them. They're warehousing product, they're doing everything. You know what I mean? So like I got in with a 3PL company, right?
Okay.
These 3PL companies have multiple cold storage facilities. They handle this one company that I deliver for. They handle all their logistics, 100% of it, all their inventory. The company I deliver for, on their like business property, has absolutely no inventory of the product that they are selling.
So
You know
with
what I mean?
with this one, no, I get it, yeah, and I understand your comment on that one. With this one, I was literally, the company is basically just, they have their own warehouse or whatever. They make the product in house. Everything is literally stored there. So I understand where you're coming from with this, and I understand it because on the refrigerated side, essentially, you can't do that. Essentially, you're getting somebody else to basically manage everything else for you to a degree. But this one, they're just a manufacturing company with like a big old warehouse, where they make everything out of. But the lady told me that basically they contract out through a broker, and that broker basically just finds them, the company to ship their merchandise to them. So that was it. It's just a simple. But I get what you're saying.
Let me interrupt,
with
guys.
the 3PL.
The two guys that aren't on my screen, that aren't their pictures, not people, are talking. The two people that aren't are sitting here just staring at the screen, going like this. So it's probably boring for everybody watching. Let me get some comments here real quick, guys. I only have a couple anyway. Tammy says, I think it's Tammy. Tammy Salva says hi. Franklin Earl Frazier says thanks for 11 subscribers. Hey Franklin, go on YouTube, come on as your YouTube channel, and I'll make you a moderator. You can drop your own link on here. And since I did that for you, don't forget to scream me out on your channel so that, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. And if you don't, I'll tell your dad. So you're in trouble. So, so that was all the comments. There's only a couple. I think everybody's, there is like
Did you just threaten a kid?
Deal.
Huh?
Did you just threaten a kid?
I threatened Frank's kid. I told him I was going to tell his dad, and Frank is his dad. I don't think his dad minds at all. I'm looking at him; he's laughing right now. So, you got a problem with that?
Nope. But
so,
I could have sworn we was going to have a Q&A type video, and
we were supposed to, but that's what happens. It gets
somewhere else.
It does that every time. That's how truckers are. We get jibber jabbering. So, Frank, do you have any questions for anybody?
Well, I kind of threw a few in every now and then. It really wasn't a question. It was just kind of a statement deal.
Right.
I really don't have much else in there. I mean, to say.
No. Okay.
No.
I just wanted to make sure. And reminding everybody, if you're on Facebook, he's from Grumpy Old Truckers. Check the page out. I'm also a member there. Enjoy it. Join it. It's booming right now. It's literally almost doubled in size recently.
We've got almost 9,000 viewers now that are members.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. When I started, I think you were around 3, right?
Yeah, 300.
Yeah. 300.
Yeah, you started out way down there. I didn't have that many.
Oh wow. So he went from 300 to 8,000. Crazy.
Yeah,
that's almost like a YouTube channel going from 150 subscribers to 85,000. That's crazy.
Yeah, how much did that cost you?
Nothing. Well, actually, no, that's a lie.
Blew up overnight.
That's a lie. That's a lie. It cost me an arm and a leg because I spent an entire year and a lot of time getting it to where it is. Didn't get paid very much to do so. So, yeah.
But I would
But
like to say this is, I would have to say, I say it in my group a lot. I tell my admins that I have several admins. Some are available constantly and are able to keep it up. And then I've got a lot of moderators. And of course, John's not only a moderator, he's also my expert. Uh,
stop telling people that, okay?
but anyhow, I have to say, I thank each and every one of my members because I mean, I never dreamed. I only dreamed of getting up to 1,000 by the end of the year, and now we're almost at 10,000. It's close to it, and I'm thinking it's very possible that I'll reach that 10,000 mark, if not exceed it by the end of the year. And I mean, it's like somebody poured Miracle Grow on the site. It just boom.
That's the thing
I've
about
never heard that.
that's the thing about that's the thing about YouTube and Facebook. And F8, I'm sorry, Bait Trucking right below me here. He has a channel. Go check it out. Um,
You don't have
and we,
to.
go do it. It's a good channel.
No, stay
He's very.
away.
I would say he's a modest man, but that would be a lie. But he makes very great very great commercials. Very good videos. Sorry guys, I'm getting tired. It's been a long day. No commercials, no
Oh,
commercials, just
man.
videos. But no, that's what I was
He
gonna
does
say
voiceovers.
is, yeah. What I was gonna say is when you have one of those, it's crazy the way it works. You can be at like, I don't know, um, Bait Trucking. How long did it take you from 0 to 1,000 subscribers?
Uh, I don't know, 6, 7
Mm.
months.
Took him 6 months. Took me 3.5 years. It's different for
Jeez.
everybody. Yeah,
Well,
I
see,
know.
Hey man, I haven't even started, so
I
I can't
started
even
I
talk.
started
But
my I started my
yeah.
Grumpy Old Truckers out as originally it started out as PTF, which was short for Professional Trucker Frank. And I had about 200 and some members for the longest, and it's going on about 6 years since I started the group. And back in I think it was either March or April, somewhere around there, I decided to do a poll and ask people what kind of names. I put up some names to change it to, and then one of my members come up with, which was Carlton Ross. He came up with Grumpy Old Truckers and put it on there, and I was like, okay. So I had several votes for it, and it won the race. So that's what I changed it to. And of course, there for quite a few months, we stayed down real low, under 350 members for the longest, and then I stumbled across John and a few other people, and I invited them to my group, and it took a little talking and convincing, and they's like, "Sure, we'll join your group. Why not?" John was the hardest one to convince to come over. Just kidding, John. But no, I've got several others. I mean, that have their own Facebook groups and YouTubes. I mean, I don't know. Y'all probably know him, and that is Trucker G. He's also a member of our group. He posts sometimes to us. He's a great guy. He's one of us. He's out there making a living. Has been doing it for many many years. Um, in fact, I commend the man very much because he actually during Thanksgiving spent his Thanksgiving feeding a lot of truck drivers there in Missouri, where he lives. And him and his wife made great big old meals and took it out there to the truck stop and fed quite a few. And I shared that on my page as well. But he did a live stream of it. But I don't want to go on and keep on talking about my group. I love it, and I'm glad we're growing. But like I say, John, whenever you first joined, I was under 500, I believe,
Yeah.
and it does help, and I'm very very thankful that you know you've allowed me to be able to do live videos with you because that does help. It has brought the word out, and I've shared many things of yours, and I continue wanting you to share your stuff to my page.
Yeah, I do.
That also helps you as well. And that's what I was trying to tell another one of my friends, that if he started doing stuff where he was starting to share with other people and stuff, but he's a little hard headed, so it's kind of one of them deals. You know, I won't mention his name or anything, but he's a little hard headed, and he's set in his ways. So it's highly doubtful that he would do that. But
Yeah,
ever since I've gotten on and Trucker G and Trashy Trucker Media and that's trucking, and I can't remember. There's a lady that has a big group too. I can't remember her name. And once they started joining me, and we started sharing each other's stuff off each other's pages, and the word got out. I mean, it's like I said, I'm pushing. I know my friend, when I had to get off of here just a few minutes ago, I was talking to him, and he said we'd had at the time he was looking at it was 8.9 thousand viewers and members. So I mean, that's a lot. I mean, I can't believe it. And you know, I say thank you for every bit of help I've had. And it's something else. Like I said, if I didn't have all my other admins and moderators helping me keep control of it, you know, we still have a lot to weed out. You know, there's some members that for some reason they just don't fit in. You know, and I'm sure you've ran across that with your stuff too, John. You know, they just don't fit in. You know, they're just not one of us. So they have to be weeded out. And yes, they get upset. Yes, they like to blabber their mouths and throw things that are negative on there and say, you know, this and that. But it just happens. We can't please everybody in the world, you know.
yeah,
And but I'm pretty sure by the looks of it, how we're growing, there's a lot of people out there that look at it and like laugh at them more or less. It's like, you know what? We don't care what you say. We like what we see. We're going to be a member of it. It's kind of like shopping at Walmart. Some people will don't want to do it. Some people don't. You know, they're going to go
well,
there. They're going to do their shopping. They're going to get their stuff and they're going to get out. Some people absolutely boycott them and say, no, we want to do their shopping at the small store.
yeah.
Great.
Well, see,
Everybody
the
has
problem
their
that
differences. Go ahead.
yeah, the problem that I have with social media. This is why I don't share my real name. I don't share where I live exactly. I don't share who I work for. The reason why I don't share those things is because there are people out there that are very, we'll just say, not the same as me. I
Yeah.
mean, I've had people, change their invent profiles on Facebook, trying to get my Facebook page taken down for a video that didn't. It was just one video, and they didn't
Yeah.
like it. It's crazy what people will do. Seven Seas Transport says, I noticed a lot of YouTube folks are growing channels by just copying other YouTube content and putting it on theirs instead of making their on. Yeah, I think he means their own.
Yes.
Um, well, here, let me explain how that works. Um, some of the content I post is 100% mine. Some people send to me, and some is exactly what he's saying, except for I don't repost what they post. I usually find something that's different about it and emphasize it and change the meaning of the whole video. Like if you can change the meaning of a video, it's no longer the same video. You know what I
Right.
mean? So that's a lot of times people don't understand why I go the direction I do with some of my videos. That's why. Because
Yeah.
the original video might have been about a flat tire, but I happen to notice that, I don't know, there's a big hole in the side of the trailer. So that's what my video is about. Like,
Yeah.
and I change it and I change the context and the words and the music and change it enough to make it mine.
Right.
Um, that is a thing. And it's happening across every spectrum of social media. So it's not
Mhm.
just on YouTube.
Right.
So the people that are using it and growing, they're probably doing the same thing I am, for those types of things. But a lot of stuff I get, people think I do that with, that
Is
I actually get sent to me as original clips. So I don't know.
I
I
got
mean,
yeah.
go ahead.
I got a couple of my own original clips on that one, but is he referring more to your shorts or to your long form video? Because if he's referring to long form video, here's my thing on that one, or at least
Oh,
my
I
short
I
take
have
on it.
no my long forms are not like that at all. He was talking about shorts, I'm sure. Long form,
Okay, because
mine,
that
my longs are 100%, 100% mine. Like
right. But you can. Here's the thing: you can make your own video. Sorry to interrupt there. You can make your own video, and if anything, you could almost shout out the other YouTuber or something like that, and say, "Hey, I heard so and so talk about this subject, and I wanted to bring it up too," and something like that, and just give your 2 cents, or your opinion of it. But I think it's nice to do that because you're also shouting out that other person and not just stealing their idea per se.
Right.
So if it's for the long form, I'm for that to a degree. I don't know if he's okay with that answer, I guess, but that's my opinion of it.
Well, in
but
long form YouTube,
credit.
in long form YouTube and Facebook will not allow you to do it. They will copyright you and they'll take your video down. In short form, it's a different rules because it's such a short clip. Depending on how long it is, there's a lot of different things that go into it. So, but no, for the long forms, like my trucker stories and every video that I have is long form is 100% from my brain to the video screen. So,
And
right.
I think the reason why, like we was talking about, like you just mentioned, the long form and short form, the reasons there's differences in that, a little bit of it has to do with if you monetize and you're making, a profit from it, they want to make sure that you're going to be making legitly from that.
correct.
If something's going to be like you said, something will be different about it or something, because otherwise it can run across copyright type stuff. And I mean, it's just like if you add music to it, you have to have the right to do it, or you have to, like Facebook for the longest, and they're not as bad now, but they used to be real bad about it. If you played any kind of songs, even if it was off the radio, and you didn't state that you don't own the rights to it, they muted it. I mean,
Oh no, it's still bad. A lot of stuff on Facebook I actually narrate for that reason, because I'll go on Facebook and use Facebook Music, and they tell me it can't be monetized because it's a copyrighted song, and I'm like, okay, you supplied the music. Like YouTube does that, but then YouTube takes care of the back end and makes sure everything's handled. Facebook doesn't. So I stopped putting music on Facebook clips for that reason, because I got tired of getting that little notification saying that it was copyrighted music. Well,
See,
they supplied it.
They done that on my personal timeline whenever I recorded me and my wife's wedding. The music that was playing in the background, they used. They literally muted my video and then sent me a deal. Well, I appealed it, and I explained to them. I said, "This is not to sell. This is not. I'm not making money." I said, "This was mine and my wife's wedding wedding. I said that's all the music was played for." Well, they agreed, and they put it back on there, so then people could view it and listen to the music and hear everybody. Because there for a few days until they agreed, it was boring. People were like, "Well, we can't hear nothing. What's going on?" I'm like, "Don't worry, I'm working on that. We have to talk to Facebook and get it taken care of, But
Yeah.
it's crazy.
So hold on a second. I got a question. So if you don't monetize your channel, right, and you're just purely doing the videos just to be viewed, make no money off of it in that regards, you can literally use whatever background stuff you want.
No.
Is that a thing
no,
or not really?
No. On Facebook, they're very strict. On YouTube, if it's a short form,
YouTube.
On YouTube, if it's a short form, they have a library that I don't think there's a song that exists that's not on that library. So pretty much any song you want to use in a short, you can use in a short on YouTube.
Facebook is real picky because there were too many lawsuits going around.
Yeah, they're way picky. So, guys, I want to just remind everybody that's on here right now. We have a total of 11 still watching. Hallelujah! I didn't before you said that. Got Alex. Oh, sorry, that side. Alex over there. Down below is Frank from Grumpy Old Truckers. I'm Driving with John. If you haven't subscribed to Drive with John, make sure you go do that. Go down and check out Grumpy Truckers on Facebook. Make sure that you join. And guys, this is a crazy world that we live in as truck drivers, and this is our community now. We don't have truck stops anymore that we can stop and hang out and eat dinner together and tell stories. So in my mind, that's what social media has become for truckers. This is our truck stop. So if you're listening in on the truck stop, guys, just enjoy it. And if you want to comment or ask a question, anything you want to say, put it in the comments. I will read pretty much every comment. I mean, I'll read derogatory comments as long as they're not swearing at me in them. So go ahead. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, Facebook or YouTube, doesn't matter. One last thing, and then we'll continue on. Guys, I am so close to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. If y'all could help me out and just tell like a bunch of your friends, that'd be great. I want it by the end of the year. I'm going to make a huge video with the scrolling of the 100,000 and the silver play button and all of that. It's been a goal. Actually, it was a dream, not a goal, because I never thought I'd actually accomplish it. But now it's become a goal, and it's really close. So I appreciate everybody's help and everybody watching. So, all right, enough of that. So, we've already been on here, guys, an hour and 25 minutes. Anybody want to leave some ending thoughts?
I just want to say something funny a while ago whenever you were talking about the truck stop deal. I say, so whenever you retire, should we be looking for the Driving with John's diner, truck stop diner?
No, no. No. I'll be honest with you guys. If I ever do retire, I'm gonna still be making videos because the trucking industry, though I haven't been in it as long as probably either one of you two,
Especially
that
me.
doesn't mean that doesn't mean that it's not like near and dear to my heart. Like the trucking industry is so important to me, and so I love the idea that I entertain these guys and that I make entertaining videos or interesting or mind provoking or whatever I can get out of, not for clicks. I get a lot of comments on Facebook, not on YouTube so much, that I'm doing it for clicks, but I'm not. I actually enjoy entertaining and having community with truckers.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm crazy because y'all are just a bunch of grumpy people, but I like it. So
That we are, John.
so Alex, you have any parting thoughts?
We're not all grumpy, but okay.
Oh, Alex, don't hide back there and tell us that.
Well, hang on a
No, I'm
second.
good, man.
Let me clarify
right.
that for you. You don't have to tell me your exact age, but you're probably 20 years younger than me, right?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm in my mid-30s, so probably, I guess.
Okay, so a little under 20 years.
I'm 44.
I'm 51. So, but here's the thing. You're kind of young still. I'm not grumpy either. I call, I'm a part of grumpy old truckers, but I'm not a grumpy old trucker. Actually, I'm the opposite. I'm a fun-loving. I love to joke around. I love to have fun, but that's not what grumpy old trucker means. It's just,
I know.
but
I'm just kidding.
Instead, Alex, I'll call you a miserable old trucker. How's that?
Sure.
Right now, it sounds like he's possibly a
I don't
broken
care.
with his throat broke down.
I'm just picking on him. He's still young. He'll get grumpier over the years, or he'll just have more fun like me. You stop caring and you have more fun.
That's also true. But no, man, I don't know. Closing thoughts. Not much. I just hope I can, like I said, get a little bit more time in the seat and get that head swapped out. Like I said, that bottom end of the engine should be okay. I think from everything I've seen, it's fine. But gotta put a new head on that one. I will. It just takes money, man.
You're right.
And at the end of the day, I was gonna say this. At the end of the day, because like when I was having that conversation also with Scott about the trucks having like a spare truck, it's essentially one or the other, right? It's essentially either you have a spare truck, or like any normal, honestly, owner operator should have, basically 30 to 40 grand in the bank, because essentially that's going to cover you for a new engine, a relative new transmission, or rear ends, or something that's just going to cost you a boatload of money. So there you go. Yeah. That's either or. Have a spare truck or just have this, the cash, the actual cash. But the reason I said spare truck is just because it's cheaper. You can buy a Cascadia now that's running relatively okay with 16 grand, if you can believe it. But if you and you can literally just hop into it, if anything, right? But the other way around is, you having the money on the side regardless of it, you got to take your truck into the mechanic. Then you got to wait for him to have availability, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the reason why I've been home actually since Thanksgiving is because of, or a day before Thanksgiving, I guess, is because the mechanic that I was going to, or the guy that I have down here in Florida, he didn't have availability to even look at my truck. He's been that busy, and just backed up. So, there you go. You got to go to a shop that you trust, and you just got to keep waiting for them to actually be able to do, and I actually just went there. I went there on a whim a couple of days ago. My truck is back home now. It's in the driveway right now, but I had to go over there and say, hey, man, listen, can you just run a relative compression test? And this is for the Detroit software. I don't know about any other softwares, but with this one, you can run a relative compression test. And essentially, it tells you what your compression is to a degree, if you will. So there is a margin of error, but it gives you the percentage for each cylinder. So like cylinder 1 is 95%, cylinder 2 is 100, cylinder 3 was 95, cylinder 4 was 96, cylinder 5 was 84%, and cylinder 6 was 22. But what I understand is that usually the cylinder that's next to the cylinder that's having that issue will usually go up in compression once the issue with that cylinder is fixed. I take his word on it. Hopefully cylinder 5 is not, going down the drain. But 84 for the DD15 is acceptable. I think once you start going below, I think like 80 or something like that, that's when it starts to get a little more on the rough side. So anyway, without getting technical, I just hopefully to get my stuff fixed here and keep on trucking, man.
Well, I pray everything goes well for you, Alex, because I mean it's tough being a owner op. I mean, especially when things break down on you, and you're barely making it past the bills now. I'm sure, and it's just one of the things that when something like that hits you in the pocketbook, it hits hard.
Oh yeah, to the sound of $8,000, probably, if not more. It just depends what it's going to cost. But
Right.
a new head, I've had a head quoted. It's about $5,500 from Freightliner.
Yeah, that's
So.
it's quite a lot.
Yep. And that's minus the head bolts. It takes 38 head bolts, I think, or something like that. It's $11 and some change a piece. You need new injector cups, and everything just kind of, follows through with it, with the labor and everything else in between.
Yeah.
So it adds up, man. It is what it is, but it's the business. It's the nature of the business too. And that's why you gotta prepare for it. So
Yep.
am I prepared? Not exactly, but I'm gonna make it happen somehow. So I got good family, people that support me and are gonna help me out if I need it. So, and it's funny actually because Scott, not Scott, I'm sorry, but John, I know you got that MP8. I think it's the Mac up there, South or North Carolina or something like that. And you were saying,
I don't say where it is. It's on the East Coast somewhere, but I'm not saying where it is.
Okay, sorry. But yeah, well, whatever. But the location doesn't even matter. But basically, no, the location doesn't matter. But it's you said it was injectors on the turbo that was having an issue or something like that. And I don't know. I'm second guessing the injector part. The turbos, they do go out a little bit more often on those. So
well, actually, here's the thing about that. The injectors were replaced when I bought the truck, and it's only been a couple of years. I'm pretty sure they're fine. When they did the computer test on it, it came up that the one injector had one misfire, and then the turbo had all these different errors. So they said, "Oh, you need both," and I'm like, looking back on it, I'm like,
Right.
I think I'm going to go in and do my turbo and my actuator, and then we'll go from there. I'm pretty sure the injectors are fine. They have, they have under 200,000 miles on them. I mean, there's no way they're bad. So, I mean, I guess there is a way,
guys.
but
I got to go on an intermission real quick.
yeah,
you gotta run it soon, man. I was gonna say, like, I know you're saying they're not bad, but I don't know how long it's been sitting for, but you're gonna have to start running at least the motor, the engine pretty soon, because
Well,
you
the
don't
thing
want it
is,
to
is
get gunked
it
up.
won't start right now. I have to get
Oh
that turbo
shit!
switched over because when it does start, it just blows a bunch of soot right into the DPF filter, which is a whole nother issue. So, and I just replaced that, so I don't want to mess that up. No, I know. I need to get that rolling. I need to, and that's part of the reason I was talking to 7Cs, hoping he could help me. Maybe you or him or somebody could help me get it down to Florida where I can get some stuff done to it. But that's a whole
Right.
conversation for another day when we're on the phone and
Yeah.
not on YouTube, man. All right, guys.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm gonna cut it short because Frank already bailed out there, I think.
No,
And
I had to go to intermission for a minute.
intermission, no problem. I need one too, but I'm gonna wait until I'm done here. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm gonna stay in here, guys. If you guys want to stay in and hang out and talk for a minute, that's fine.
That'd work.
But I'm gonna go ahead and end the live.
Sure.
So, if you haven't done it yet, go down, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Go to Grumpy Truckers. Make sure you join the group. Go to Cowboy's channel and follow and subscribe to him. Go to Fate Trucking's channel and subscribe to him. Guys, I really appreciate everything that you guys do and you watch and the comments. And I do read, it takes me forever, but I do read every comment on Facebook and YouTube. But sometimes it may take me a week or two to catch up to you because I've had a lot of viral videos recently, so it's hard to keep up. But I will keep that up as long as I can until I die. So, oh no, okay. Talk to you later. Signing off. Talk to you later.